Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Our next guests are bringing their mix of theater, comedy, and classical music to the Oregon Symphony. We welcome to Afternoon Live the stars of the music critic, violinist, and conductor Aleksey Igudesman, and award-winning actor and director John Malkovich. Thank you both for visiting us.
Thanks for having us.
It's an exciting day.
Yes.
So tell us about the show. It's really unique and exciting.
Well, yeah, it is indeed a unique show. Basically, it's a show where we combine some of the most beautiful pieces of classical music with some of the most horrible reviews about it. I mean, it sounds nasty, and it is nasty.
They're pretty nasty, though.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
But the fun thing about it, in a way, it actually highlights how great the pieces are and how beautiful the music is through these reviews. Don't you think, John? It's
yeah. So Aleksey proposed this piece to me quite a number of years ago when Aleksey lives in Vienna. And I was working there, and I thought immediately that it was a fantastic idea, and it's I think a great piece in a number of ways. First of all, I think it's quite funny. Some of the reviews are really, really funny, and some, of course, spectacularly cruel. But often they're very intelligent and insightful. But as we always say, the thing the critic points out as being particularly, say, worthy of contempt is actually what we like about it.
Sure.
So the quality is identified, but to some people that's a great quality, but to the critic it's just a terrible quality.
Kind of flips everything on its head. Where did you find the bad reviews in the first place? I mean, we're talking about some works from centuries ago.
Oh, different publications, the internet. You know, there's such. It is helpful. There is such a thing, and sometimes we ask friends as well to search and research for us, especially in a particular review about John, because I found a horrible review about John Malkovich.
How dare they?
Well, we didn't mind.
Not as hard as you think.
And about something that he did in Istanbul, in Turkey, and I set it to music because I thought it was so fabulous and so funny and so passionate. How much that critic hated whatever John was doing then, and it's kind of, we're also trying to show with this piece that you know, bad reviews, whatever you do, you're going to get bad reviews. Whatever you do, if you do something in the public eye, you're going to be criticized, and that's okay.
Yes.
Have fun with it, accept it, and that's what we try to do.
How long have you been doing the show now?
We first did it, do you remember, 2009?
Yeah, 2010, I think.
Wow.
So quite
2010, the great violinist Julian Rachlin, who's a great friend of Aleksey's and mine, Julian Racklin's festival in Dubrovnik in Croatia. And we had great players, fantastic players. But we only rehearsed it a few days, 4 or 5 days, and then we did it there. And then we didn't do it for probably 10 years.
Something
or so.
like that. Quite a few years, yeah.
Okay.
And then I contacted them and said, would you like to go back on the road with this? And they said, yeah, sure. And we did, and we mostly played in Europe for some years. Not anything like full time, a few shows a year.
But that was the chamber version. Chamber music version.
Yeah, which is only 5 instruments.
Okay, so now we're talking symphony.
Oh, yeah, Oregon Symphony.
Oregon Symphony.
Yes,
How
this will be
exciting.
the first time in America we've done this version.
And I've worked with them before. It's a fantastic orchestra.
Wonderful.
It is.
We're so lucky to have them here.
Oh, they are amazing.
Yeah.
But also, what is amazing is the audience. I have to say that I have to tell you one instance of me coming to perform to Oregon once. I flew from long distance. I was so exhausted, so tired. I thought it would be my most horrible performance, to be honest. I came on stage. The audience was so positive. They lifted me up throughout the whole evening. It was one of the best shows ever. So I'm counting on them on Wednesday.
Okay. Yes, the gauntlet has been thrown. You've been told, Portland. Now, John, you've visited here a lot, but have you performed any shows here?
Never.
I can't believe that. How exciting.
Yeah, no, I never have. You know, I haven't performed that much in America, period. Once I worked at a theater in Chicago many years.
Yeah.
I did a number of plays on Broadway or off Broadway, both directing or acting. But I never toured in America until I toured with a Viennese Baroque orchestra. We did a couple of pieces in America, not a million dates, but quite a few. But most of our things were in Europe or even South America, a little bit everywhere. But I never performed until we did Seattle with the chamber music. I'd never performed much on the West Coast and never in Portland. I mean, I've been here a million times because my kids went to school here.
Yes. We are thrilled that you're here, and don't move. We're going to take a break, but you're not leaving us. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, you can see John and Aleksey join the Oregon Symphony for the Music Critic for one night only. It's happening this Wednesday at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll have more with John and Aleksey when we come back. Stay right there.
Aleksey Igudesman, Steve Burton writes, quote, garbage.
I am sitting in the smallest room of my house, and I have your review in front of me. Soon it will be behind me.
Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. We are back talking with the stars of the Music Critic, actor John Malkovich, and conductor Aleksey Igudesman. Gosh, we're so excited that you're here. So you've arrived in Portland. Did you both just get here?
I came Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Today's Monday. Right?
Yeah, so yes,
Where are we? What day is it? So
No,
what
I was
happens
coming
this
from
week to
Europe,
prep for the show with the symphony?
We rehearsed this morning.
we rehearsed this morning,
Okay.
which was wonderful, which went great, I hope. And there's plenty of eating. I managed to go to Cannes.
We are so thrilled for you.
Very happy about
You're
that.
lucky you got a reservation too.
It was wonderful. you as well. I'm so glad that Portland has this amazing restaurant, which
Yes.
John still has to go to.
We'll get you in. We'll get you a table. We'll make it happen. Yeah, so you rehearse with the symphony, but the show is pretty dialed in at this point, and they kind of know what to expect as well.
Well, it's not, I mean, dialed in a certain way because there are similarities between the chamber music one
Right.
and this one, but most of the music is different.
Okay.
A few of the reviews are the same, but the music is different. So all the cues and everything are different. That is much more intimate, and it's chamber music. So there's still Schumann, but it's not the piece we play in the chamber music one. The Beethoven is not a sonata, it's the Beethoven's Fifth. Parts of the reviews are the same, but not the whole piece.
Okay.
Dialed in, no. And we'll always be tinkering.
Always.
Tomorrow, maybe today, later when I got time, there's something I want to look at that mostly wouldn't really affect the music. It would affect maybe the effect of it, the timing. But no, we're always adjusting.
Now, do you pick up the baton at a certain point to conduct, and how does that work?
It goes beautifully.
It does.
I have to be among.
Look at you! There you are.
I have to be among the world's top conductors.
How fun is that, though?
Look, he's chopping away. It's like,
It
and
looks
that's
so fun.
me looking very disapproving.
Like an axeman without an axe, without a chainsaw. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre without a chainsaw.
Exactly, with a baton.
Yeah, well, conducting, I'll just tell you, is a little more complicated than it looks, believe it or not.
It's not just swinging your arms around and looking
Not
very
so
graceful
much,
doing
yeah.
it, right?
Not just, no.
Yeah.
Does that validate you when he says that?
Well, yeah, sure, but I wear many hats.
He's a
Yes.
musician, and they can be quite nasty about conducting.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
Tell
absolutely.
me more.
Well, the thing is, the question is a conductor necessary? Of course, a conductor is necessary, but there are different theories. And part of the Music Critic, the show, John actually asks that question, and he quotes many articles which claim that any monkey can do the
Oh
job.
no.
So, and then he goes to prove it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you both have a love of music from childhood? I know for you it must have been very early on in your life.
Yeah, I was basically forced into it. It was child labor.
Child labor.
Here's a picture of you.
Oh, how fun. Oh
Look
my
at
goodness.
that. How gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Yep, me and my mom, my slave
too
driver.
cute.
No, she was wonderful, but she is a musician, a pianist, and my father was a violinist. So it was very much like you have to practice. But in hindsight, I love it that they did force me.
And you grew to love it
Absolutely.
for yourself.
Oh yeah.
What about you? Was this part of your life as well?
Yeah, but not really classical music. My parents loved music, but I would mostly listen to this sort of, they were in the swing generation, really, kind of 40s kids of the, in their 20s and the 40s. And so they like kind of Sinatra, Dave Brubeck jazz and that kind of music. And they liked pretty well folk music. So they liked it, but I didn't have any classical music background. I played the guitar and sang, which is how I made money in college. But I really only started working a lot with classical musicians in the end of the first decade of the 2000s.
Okay.
And now I've probably done at least 8 collaborations with classical music.
It's a big part of your work now.
Huge. The majority of my work is with them now.
That's so fun. So you mentioned earlier this little theater in Chicago, which we have to take you back to. Steppenwolf, you were one of the founding company members. Look at this photo. Look at you young kids. Do you remember how old you were at that time?
Well, I was probably 23.
Wow.
I don't think it was the first summer. I think it may have been our second summer. So I would have been 23. I saw the poster for the Connors right outside.
Yeah.
That's Gary Sinise.
Yeah.
To my left, that's Laurie Metcalf, who was in Roseanne and the Connors, great actress. In the center, but back, that's Joan Allen next to her. Jeff Perry's down in the right, Moira Harris, who's Gary Sinise's wife, was a wonderful actress.
Pretty incredible that all of you were there at the same time. Did it feel magical in the moment? Could you tell that it was really special?
We were just trying to survive, really. It was kind of mid-70s, not a great economy. When we told people we were starting a theater up in a suburb of Chicago, the general response is kind of, so you are as dumb as they said. Okay. But we were just kids from little podunk towns in the Midwest, in Illinois mostly. And it was a struggle, but not to the extent as the kids say this struggle is real, but it was a struggle. For 7 years we just worked regular jobs like real people, or in some imitation of real people, and then did our theater at night, and nobody cared, and et cetera, but why should they? and we survived, and it's still there. I'm no longer a member, but it's still there. I had lunch with the artistic director a few days ago.
Oh, wonderful.
And you know, they're still working, and most of my colleagues, there are many who aren't in that photo, have done excellent work and have had a great deal of success.
Just to keep working as an actor is so difficult.
Yeah, well, I think it's a union that at any one point, it could be wrong now, maybe there's more work or less, I don't know, 98% of which are unemployed. And so it's not an easy life for people who aren't as lucky as I am, or as lucky as many of us from Steppenwolf.
Well, you did the work to find that success.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of not successful people do the work too.
That's true.
And
That's
do
true.
it very well. But that's a little known sad story in life,
Yes.
I think.
Well, and Aleksey, you've done a lot of film as well and worked with some really brilliant composers. Do you have any favorite projects or memories?
Well, Hans Zimmer is definitely, he's a very dear friend. Some of our collaborations have been wonderful, have been fun. We worked on the Sherlock Holmes movies together, for example.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at us. We've got it all ready
well,
for you.
How clever. So that was a lot of fun. That was with Guy Ritchie as a director, and many funny anecdotes from that.
Yes.
But generally, I love to wear many hats. I love performing. I love writing music, concert music as well, and I love writing film music. And of course, being on stage and doing these special projects with John. That's definitely one of my absolute highlights. So Wednesday is going to be very special for me.
We're so excited. Hey, thank you both again for joining us.
Thanks
it's
for
such a
having
treat
us.
that we got to visit with you, and I'm so excited for everyone that's going to see the show. It's going to be spectacular. Hey, you can see John and Aleksey join the Oregon Symphony for the Music Critic one night only, this Wednesday night at the Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall. We'll have more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.